And Irradiate going off on that one Mutalisk and doing a little bit of damage, I guess, with the splash on some of those Marines. And yeah, so as this ball grows, though, he's going to be able to roll faster and faster and faster. And he's going to be able to get down to that bottom left base, which is pretty undefended at this point. A creep colony is now going up. I'm not sure what Fantasy's doing with these two SCVs here. Possibly to scout, but I'm not sure why there's two of them. Maybe he thinks that it's like no other game that I've ever heard of where you send out two scouts and they scout faster. But anyways, yeah, so a lot of lurkers in the field now, and Mutalisks also going out. So yeah, so now it is Fantasy trying to expand there over to the left side of the map. Defiler Mound is up as well, so Zero teching extremely quickly. Really what you do want, that is what you do want to do as a Zerg player. You want to tech to those Defilers as quickly as possible, because that's really the one super strong advantage that you have against the Terran army that the Terran really can't do anything about, and mines are out in the field now as well. Not being that effective, killing one Zergling for one mine. Although Vultures being the most cost-effective unit in the game, and whoa, double expanding there, I have to point this out from Fantasy. So Fantasy's actually looking to go up a base on Zero. Zero is expanding at the bottom left there, but for the time being, he will be up a base on Zero, which is unheard of in TVZ, especially this early in the match. Yeah, so Vulture run by here. He might be looking to pick off some drones. Gets in there, gets a couple shots off. Ooh, very nice micro there. Nice pull by Zero. Only getting hits off on his drones, not getting any actual losses there. Not that it would have really damaged him too severely because of those sunken colonies. So, you know, I mean, but still a nice pull, regardless. So yeah, it looks like the Defilers are now in the field. Mines, however, going off all over the place. And it looks like, yeah, Zero trying to just get individual links, take out those mines. You really don't want to lose Defilers or Lurkers to those mines. And pushing up there. And there's actually no Zerg unit other than the Mutalisk and Hydralisk that has range enough and speed enough to pick off mines at a quick enough rate where the Terran can't just squash them with tank fire from behind the mine lines. From behind the mine lines. Say that one 9 times fast. Oh god, I'm really struggling right now with this this flu. It's killing my throat right now, but this is the last game that I'll be commentating for a little bit. And another Vulture run by here, having already planted his mines, going to go in for a couple of kills, picking off a lot of stuff. Oh, not microing, not used to seeing Fantasy not micro his Vultures, and oh, mine going off there, doing some damage to that Defiler and forcing the Defiler to throw down a swarm prematurely, and as well as it's getting irritated, so not doing much with that Defiler whatsoever. Really good play here from Fantasy. So I guess there is some deviation from the norm in that Fantasy has gone for early mines to defend very early 3rd and 4th expansions, as well as some very early tech coming out from Zero. So slight deviations there. And yeah, unfortunately for these Vultures, they do not... Oh, and some switch back to a 3 Mutalisk harass here. Really nice play there, although these 4 Marines and a ton more coming in to defend are going to be able to fend that off. But like I was saying, those Vultures are not +1 upgraded, so they do take 3 hits to kill a drone. For those of you who were wondering, that's how it works. You need that +1 upgrade on the Vultures to kill drones in 2 hits rather than 1. And yeah, so he doesn't have it, so he's not going to be able to do that. Irradiate's going off all over everything, and losing 1 Science Vessel. Almost. Man, Fantasy really had a ton of time to pull those forces back, and he's going to have to unsiege here and back up. Really needs to back up those forces there, and he's going to be able to pull away with all those Science Vessels, Jesus, except for the one that he lost. Holy smokes, guys. Getting lightheaded here from this sickness. Do not enjoy. But I do it for you guys. And oh, a huge epic mine there going off. 1 Marine and 2 Lurkers and 2 Lings going down there. So really nice trade-off for Fantasy. Mine's going down all over the place. And oh, actually, Zerglings, by the way, I also want to point this out. Zerglings actually, if you attack move them through mines, although they are melee units, if they come across one mine, they will actually kill the mine because they attack so quickly before the mine goes off and does any damage. So, pretty nice advantage there for, I guess, Zerglings running around. And Ultralisk Den coming up now as well. However, there are mines out in the field already, so Fantasy's definitely going to be prepared for this. And Science Vessel's pushing out in the field here. A pack of Scourge, though, he could definitely wipe this Science Vessel fleet out of the air, and here they come in now. Science Vessel fleet down. So no Science Vessels whatsoever, but a ton of tanks. Man, oh man, oh man, these guys just do not like the early game. They're just completely going right into late game. Tanks versus Ultralisks right away, and he's going to be able to shell that Nidus Canal without actually having units in the front field there. So that Nidus Canal is going to go... Yeah, one more hit. Oh, he could have got that hit off well before those Lurkers got out. But now these Lurkers are going to be able to push up and defend here. Really, really unfortunate there that he just didn't have the vision to attack. Excuse me, to attack that Nidus Canal. And oh, a nice play going off there across 3 of those front tanks. He probably would have liked to get it off over those 4 or 5 that were in the back there, but regardless, he got pretty decent plague there off on those tanks. And plague on mech is just such a devastating thing. But it's 4 base on 4 base here, guys, and 4 base on 4 base is not a good position to be in as a Zerg player. Mine going off there, killing a Zergling. So, I mean, although you really do want... Oh, and it looks like... Whoa, what is going on here? It looks like Fantasy is switching to mech, almost, just with how many vultures and... Oh, mine drag could go off here. Mine exploding. A ton of Zerglings and a ton of vultures there as well. So, I think, though, Fantasy will take that trade-off, although he's not looking in too good of a position right now, getting mines dragged all over his tanks. So yeah, losing that army in the middle of the field there. I'm not sure what happened. Like, what is Fantasy doing here? He's switching from M&M back into mech, or not back into mech, just into mech. And yeah, so vulture run bys all over the place, and just a ton of tanks. Although tanks and vulture mines are really what you want against the Ultraling army. You want the vulture mines obviously to just slaughter the Ultralisks, and then oh god, and then the tanks just to slaughter them as well apparently. And yeah, so I actually don't know what Fantasy's looking to do here. He is actually okay. So it is definitive now that Fantasy is switching to mech, going from bio to mech after having gotten those 4 bases. So new Fantasy build, guys. We might be seeing it here. I think this is the first time that I've ever seen this build, and I'm pretty sure it's the first time whoever's watching this will have ever seen it as well. It's bio into 4 base into mech. So here's hoping that I got the first commentary off on this build. But 2 Overlords going in for a drop here, not being successful whatsoever, losing Lings as they come out. Oh god. So yeah, but the reason I say that it is definitive is because the +1 upgrade, the +1/+1 upgrade that are on the mech units here. So yeah, wow, very interesting build here though, coming out of Fantasy, and Fantasy has squashed that bottom left natural base. Bottom left main is still up 4-0, and it looks like Fantasy apparently not multitasking very well. But it's actually kind of funny though that these Zerglings are attacking. They have to switch back and forth between the SCVs, which are being healed by the medics. There we go. Medic runs out of energy, and it just so happens that the Vulture runs in and the Lings finally get the kill off. Kind of funny little thing there. And oh, a drop coming in there, losing an Overlord, which with what I can only imagine were Ultralisks and Defilers, or at least one of those two. And so losing a pretty sizable force there. Drop, though, coming into the back here. Now eating up some Lings. He's going to try to swarm his way into the main base there. Probably take down some of the production facilities. And now this single Ultralisk doing some damage, causing a ruckus. Now the drop, however, taking out the armory, canceling, forcing Fantasy to cancel some of those upgrades. And Fantasy also being harassed at his 4th base down there at the left side of the map, that 9 o'clock position, and it looks like, though, Fantasy is going to be able to defend. He's going to have to walk these forces across, and both these guys, Fantasy rather, more so than Zero, failing a little bit in their multitasking, not mining, not defending, not mining gas, at that 3rd base there as efficiently as he could be, and not defending anywhere on this map. It looks like, though, he might just be going, he's trying to take that top right as well as just push off and take the whole center of the map. If you just look at the center of the map here, there's no fog of war because just how many forces and mines and just disgusting everything is all over the center of the map there for Fantasy. So Fantasy looking to just take map control, and holy crap, that is a massive force of tanks sitting on the front door looking to just barge in there. So it looks like Zero's going to lose his secondary, and he's going to lose a ton of drones here, not microing very well. Fantasy here, not multitasking as well as he could be. Now having to lift off his 3rd base as well. However, he's going to have that